Hello again from my front porch. Well, actually, I'm not at my front porch. I'm at my parents' front porch. Well, it was my front porch during my formative years, but now it's not. I'm here at my parents' house in Carroll, Iowa, where you've met my parents. We're going to come inside here. You've met my parents before, but we're not actually here to talk to my parents this time. Well, we're going to talk to my dad, but we're actually here because I want to introduce you to somebody else really wonderful and cool who lives here, who is not my parents. My parents are wonderful and cool, but this is for somebody else. I want you to meet Chester. Here we go. Chester! How are you? How are you, Chester?
It's all right, Chester. Honey, it's okay.
It's okay. Just relax.
You're supposed to be a mean pit bull.
Yes, you are. Yeah, look how mean you are.
Big whooshy. Yeah.
Like that big smile, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm here with my dad and with Chester. Say hi, Chester.
Hi, Chester.
Hi, Chester. Good boy, yeah. But Chester, he is now. You said that the vet told you he is a terrier pit bull mix.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting combination.
Well, that's what he put on the papers the other day when I had him out there.
Mm-hmm.
Had him remove a
Skin tag.
skin tag off his leg.
Yeah.
But he said, he said he's got some pit bull in him, but
Yeah.
he's a terrier.
Yeah. But he's a sweetheart overall.
Yep.
So, but there's a great story. Dad, I've heard him tell the story many times about how the two of them. Now, you used to have a dog named Fox that had been actually it started my brother Zene's dog, and he'd sort of made the rounds. He lived with my sister Terry and her family for a while, but found his way here. And you and Fox bonded really closely and were best buds. And he looked out for you really well.
Yeah,
took good care of you.
Even watched out, wake me up at night when my sugar level would go down low.
Yep, yep.
He'd make me go check it.
Yep.
Stay right with me till I checked it.
Yep.
See what the level was.
Yep.
Well, he was a good
dog.
taking care of me
Yeah.
that way. Went with me in the pickup all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I had people. One day I was out at Walmart parking lot. I always left him in the truck, and I come out, backed out, started leaving. This guy runs out in front of my pickup, flagged me down. He stop. I want to talk to your dog. I always talk to him. He says when I come in here, and he says I like your dog. He went around the pasture side and talked to old Fox a little bit, left, and but I said we got along just fine. He was about the same size as this dog, and but I said, and he would help me up the basement steps.
Mm-hmm.
He'd if I
You got weak?
get weak and I couldn't make it up the steps, he'd just turn around and say, take a hold of my collar, and boy, up the steps we'd go.
Yeah, that was
He'd
good.
carry me back up the steps and get right in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And
But then sadly Fox got ill, and then he passed away. And understandably, my dad, his heart was broken because he and Fox were buddies. You know, a good dog is more than just the pet; it's a family member. And so Fox's loss was pretty devastating.
and it hit right when that 19 stuff hit.
Oh, COVID-19.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I wasn't really
was my
feeling
pooch.
good.
Yeah. And everybody is supposed to be isolated, and you can't see anybody. And then all of a sudden, Fox passes away on you too.
Yeah. He went down the basement one night. Found him the next morning at the bottom of the steps. He was gone.
That's sad.
And then I did. They said you need to get another dog. I said, nah, I don't know.
How can you replace Fox?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Never find a replacement for him.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't look too hard, but my daughter, his younger sister,
Terry.
no, Tony.
Oh.
Pella.
Wrong one,
The
sorry.
lady out of Pella works for the dog place here, Paws, or what do you call it?
Yeah.
Said that they had dogs up there, that one I might be good for you. So they had one lined up up there, and they thought, and so okay, well, Well, couldn't get him because the lady that you need to talk to wasn't there, or other, come home. And then I get a phone call. They told me everything was okay, everything was going to be okay. But I get this phone call from the head lady out there, said that, well, I'd been approved and all this for him, everything, that dog, but unfortunately they gave him to somebody else.
Uh-huh.
And but we have others out here. You come out and pick out another.
The one you actually had connected with and thought that's a good dog.
Yeah,
you weren't going to be able to get.
Yeah, wouldn't let me have. So I didn't go out. I said, well, I don't know. I'll see. I said, well, okay, I'll come out. Oh, you can't come out right now. You'll have to make an appointment to come out.
Wow, they made it hard.
I just said, forget it. And so, and then my granddaughter, granddaughter that lives over by Jefferson.
Now this one connects to Terry. It's her daughter.
Yeah.
Morgan.
She helped out over at the dog paws over in Jefferson. And she says, well, we got some dogs over there. So there's a couple over there. And I think it'd be just a thing for you, Grandpa. You need to come over. So I go over there. Well, she's there. And they let the dogs out, and about 5 of them they turned out.
Yeah.
Well, 4 of them came just tearing out of their cages out in this
all hyper
pen, all jumping and all this stuff. They said, that one there that was jumping higher than my head. Said, I think I'd be good for it. I said, oh God, I'd never keep up with that dog, And then they said, we got this other dog here that he's been here a long time. Said some people took him out for a week, and they brought him back, and we don't know why, but they did. Hemi, and Hemi, come on out here, Hemi. And Hemi, the others out there playing. He's still in the cage thing. Come on, come out, Hemi. At their bed, here come old Hemi, sauntering out like the attitude, like, here we go again.
When he tells me a story, I think of Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh.
I'll come out, but it's just the same old deal again.
So he'd probably been brought out for others to look at over that long time. Nobody wanted him.
So he just had that attitude. Nobody wants me.
Yep.
And I first looked at him, and he come out, and I thought, yuck, he's ugly. It was my first thought. And then, I don't know, he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I thought, hey, I said, I think that's the dog I want right there.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, Hemi? Well, he's been around here, a long time. He's our baby around here. And so, well, we'll...
he says, I'm done being on camera.
Maybe
he'll be back.
I'll come back, I said, and see them about it. So they said, okay, they'd tell them that I was interested in that dog, check out things.
Yeah.
Well, I said, I had the other dogs was taken care of by a veterinary over here, and all the years here in Carroll, and Dr. Well, yes, he's great. If he says you're okay, why, you got it. You pretty well got it made. But we'll check out, see for sure. Okay, again, here we get this call. Come back on a Friday night, I believe it was, about 4 o'clock. Somebody'd be out there. Well, and all that amounted to was yes. The lady was there with the paperwork. Fill out this paperwork and wait,
wait
till they check it over. Well, you can't come back until I think it was Tuesday or something like that, because Monday night they were having a meeting, like a board meeting type deal, Well, then I get a call. I get Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday I think it was. Got a call. Said, yeah, you can have him. You want him? You come over. Well, you can have him. And I said, oh, okay. But before this, that first night before we left over there, they got him in the cages, and each one of them in their separate cages. And the girl, she was going to feed them some treats, and she was feeding them through the bars, and they could just get their nose through them, kind of. And they give each one of them one of these dog treats. Then she turned around to do something, and I reached in the sack and grabbed a couple more out. I reached over and
smuggled some to him.
Yeah, sneaked him through the bars there, and boy, I'll tell you, he just You know. And
Bribery.
I said, I think I'm going to come back, see you again. I'll be back and see you again. Okay, well then I came back on that Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I said, I'd come over to get him. And, well, it was a nice sun afternoon there. We were sitting outside on a bench, and I'll bet it was about, what was it, 15 feet probably?
Could be.
You know?
Yep.
From the walk where they come out the door to where I was sitting, signing some paperwork. And of course, it was this deal, you know, you come back, be sure and bring your $150.
Oh, yeah, bring money.
We don't take checks and we use credit cards. Yeah. I said, okay. So I had it. I was over there sitting out there filling out this paperwork, and they brought him out, this lady did. He comes out the door. He looks, you know, around, big head, you know, in my eyes. He look, and he sees me way over here sitting on that bench with the papers, and he took off.
About knocked her over.
She was just like hanging on behind, flying. He come over there, jumped up on my lap, mind you, and them big front paws, one of them went down over each side of my head, and he slapped his big old tongue up, you know, the side of my head. And he said, oh, he was just so happy. I said, you're going home midnight, and boy, was he tickled.
He understood.
I tell you, and so we brought him home that night. Of course, we stopped at A&W on the way. On the way we stopped and got some chicken strips and some French fries. And boy, he thought he was having a big deal.
He likes his chicken strips.
You know, we got back to Carroll here. It's about 30 miles back here. And as we come, he wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to anything in the back seat there. And then, but as we come into Carroll, he began to look at things. And when we got up within a half a block of our house, we come up the street and he was looking at our backyard. It's like he was looking for something, and he looking like that's my backyard. That's my backyard. He'd never been here before. We pulled up out in front. He got out. Of course, up to the house he come, steps right up to the front door, came in the house, stood in the living room here inside the door. He looked around, and then he looked over through the house, come to the basement. So I said, this is where Fox and I have a den. We had a, my wife called it man's cave down there.
Cave downstairs,
between us two. And so down the steps he went, you know. I said, down that had we got two recliners down there, and he says, the two recliners, I said, that one's mine and that one was Fox's. He jumped up in the one that Fox had, and I tell you, he just made himself at home. And I tell you, when we was going to bring him home, they said, now are you going to have him in the house? Yeah, probably. Yeah. I said, he'll be in the house probably, you know, most of the time, really. Oh, we don't know what he'll do in the house. We have no idea what he'll do. Yeah, oh gosh, I don't know about that. Chester there, I call him Chester. I didn't like Hemi, so we changed his name, and just like that, he accepted Chester.
He is much more of a Chester, aren't you, Chester?
Yeah. Ain't you? You ought to be looking at the camera instead of me.
That's okay.
Anyway, I've had him since we brought him home the 20th.
Chester decided to put me more on camera.
25th of September, and here we are at last of April.
Yeah.
And he is so clean in the house, you couldn't ask her. And he just built right in with me, just like he was Fox, like them two was together. He just
we commented fairly early on. Dad was making these observations that, you know, I don't know if I necessarily believe in pet reincarnation, but he sure is a lot like Fox. He has slipped right into filling that same role that Fox
We
filled.
can leave him here and he don't tear up anything except
no.
for balls.
You can go to Des Moines and leave him here all day in the house. He will not make a mess in the house that way, nor does he tear up anything. We got treats and stuff sitting right out there on the floor and on the shelf out there in the kitchen, and he will not touch them unless we reach in and get him
Wow.
something out and give it to him.
And you saw earlier, he even shakes hand. He'll hold up his paw, shake my hand.
Mm-hmm.
But so Chester is fit right in.
He's just like a carbon copy almost.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he will wake me up too if my sugar level gets down. He doesn't go to the extreme of marching me up to the counter and stand behind me. Old Fox, he'd stand crossways behind me while I was, checking my sugar level. In case I fell over backwards or like that, I'd fall on him.
Yeah.
But he's there in the kitchen and he's standing there watching.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what he'd do if I passed out, but he.
Well, but here's another interesting, not only an indication of how smart he is, but just what an interesting dog he is. My dad was telling me a little earlier here about he was doing a repair recently here in the house of a space heater, and all the details of the repair doesn't matter. But the point is, there was a time where Dad was frustrated. He was looking for a tool that he had just had, and he couldn't find it. Where did he misplace it? Where did he put it? And Chester was watching you, just sitting there on the floor with his paws out in front, kind of watching, and he just sort of creeped forward. And what did he do?
He reached out with his one paw and said, "There, right there, right there."
Yeah, he just started tapping his paw on the tool that Dad was looking for.
I mean, because I was saying, what the heck did I do with that arm wrench? I know I had it. I just had it a while ago. What did I do with it?
And Chester's like, "You mean this one right here?" This one?
Yeah.
So he's a good dog. But what is interesting is he has a pit bull mix. So there's pit bull in him, and you can definitely see that in his face. But the pit bulls in general, they have this negative reputation, and people are like, "Oh, pit bull, I was scared about it," and all this kind of stuff. And it's a shame because I'm sure if you were to come in and try to be mean to my dad or you were to be aggressive, I'll bet he would react harshly. But aside from that, he's a sweetheart. He loves to be loved. He loves to be cuddled and scratched, and he just likes attention.
Yeah, he does. He's so clean. Mm-hmm. My God, you see how the white on him and like that. He keeps himself cleaned up, and he doesn't try to tear up any furniture and papers or nothing. He just, if I don't know what he does. If we're gone, like down to your place where you live there in Des Moines, like that, and come back, leave like in the morning around 9 o'clock, and come back about 5 or so at night.
Long day.
Yeah, I don't know whether he just lays on the sofa or if he goes down basement and lays down there or what. But he just, and he won't even drink water or his milk out of the dishes after we're gone.
It's like he just maybe plants here and just doesn't move all day.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
But as soon as he come home, he's ready to meet you at the door. No, he's glad to see you, and boy, everything's okay.
Yep. Well, he's a good egg.
Yes, he is, and I don't understand why anybody took him out and brought him back, unless they thought he was going to be a ferocious guard dog or something. Pit bull.
It could be that the people who own, they maybe because they were moving. You said right. The
people that had him and
people had him were moving. Maybe where they were moving to because he had pit bull in him, they wouldn't accept him.
I don't know.
I've seen that happen
before.
The
story was they couldn't take him with them.
Yep.
So they left him over there at the dog place, and said he's been here since February or something like that, and here we are in September.
Wow, that's a long time.
And that's why when they wanted him to come out and parade around there,
he was not in the mood.
He was just down in the dumps. And boy, he don't act like he's in the dumps now, I think.
Nope, he does not. It just means that he was waiting for the right guy to come along. That Chester was meant to be my dad's dog, and that's why he stayed there for 6-7 months. Because he was just waiting for you to show up. And then he's like, "Finally, where have you been?"
Yeah.
But he's made himself at home here. He's a great dog here. He's lovable here. Chester, welcome to the family. But some days he may like it, some days he may not. I don't know.
He seems to act like he likes it here. I don't know. I ask him every once. All I gotta do is say, "Or do you want to go back over to Jefferson?" No.
Why would he want to do that when he's got this wonderful
I know, but
opportunity?
you just see the way his reaction is. That word Jefferson.
Yeah, not a pleasant memory there, huh? No. All right. Well, thank you, Dad, for sharing the story about Chester.
Okay.
That's and you know, I'm glad you all got. Now I know the people that watch this, they love talking to my parents because you know my parents are just wonderful people and they have great stories. I do think it's kind of funny that you say the first time you saw Chester, you were like, "Oh man, he's ugly," and I think, isn't that what Mom said about Dad when she first met him? Isn't that?
I
said
think
that.
exactly he was shy.
She said that
He
skinny.
was shy, skinny.
But so I just thought it was kind of similar. But now in addition to my parents being here, there's this other wonderful third one here too, Chester, and so I'm glad y'all got to meet him too. And so with that, I'll see y'all next time from my front porch.
Bye now.
Bye.
They couldn't see you. Sorry.